Akame got killed, episode 16, Kill the Dolls. Now, I wasn't expecting this episode to actually end with them still going through the fight. I honestly thought it would kind of end just in one episode, but I'm really glad it didn't because I want to see more action. I love the action in this show. Definitely a crazy episode. I love getting to see all of Kurome's, basically, her, zombie puppets, although they totally just come back as, like, normal humans outside of the skeleton, which I thought was interesting because everyone else, I guess she killed them in a way where they weren't completely distorted, but she mentions that the danger beast that she brings up, which wasn't just randomly under the ground like I thought she was kind of just summoning dead bodies. Um, she mentions that she found it hibernating, and that's when she killed it. So it kind of makes me wonder why it was a skeleton, and then everyone else is in like perfect human condition. I thought that was actually a little bit weird. So those are like the only thing that threw me off, but ultimately it didn't matter because it was just like it was just a great action episode. We got to see everyone do something, that was just pretty crazy. Leone got her arm chopped off, which I thought she was going to be able to grow it back when she was first, like, closing the wound. I thought another arm was going to, like, just shoot out of her, and I thought that would, be a part of her power. So I don't know if she's going to have one arm for the rest of the series, or technically if she's even alive. I like to think that I'm pretty sure Akame survived, so it makes me think Leone survived as well. But I couldn't believe that happened at the end. I'm like, okay, so she bit it off, which was really awesome. That was a great sort of team attack that she and Akame had where she, throws her at him. And then it's like, okay, we knew the bodyguard was going to come up, so chop his legs off. Leone's going to go after, the flamethrower guy. And then she gets hit in the arm because the bodyguard has like little kunai to shoot out, from up under his sleeve. So she's kind of slowed down for a second, and then she just rips the gun off and bites it with her teeth, which is just super cool. And then Akame kind of takes out the bodyguard and just decapitates him. But it was pretty sweet. Like, everyone did something really cool in this episode. I think, honestly, Tatsumi was the person that did, like, the least in this one, although he does take out, like, the crazy ape character. So, after, he gets helped out by Chelsea, who was pretty funny in this episode. Like, she helped out and she took out the crazy. That character was basically like a ghost because we don't see any of its body except for the face and like the little knife, and that's all we see. But it's like you don't actually see the feet or anything. It was basically like a floating ghost, but it was really cool. And she comes in and which I was super confused. I was like, I don't understand what's happening right now. I was so confused because she just like popped up right there. But she takes the thing out, or she at least kind of paralyzes it for a couple seconds, and then that lets Tatsumi split it in half. But she had a cool moment where she was risking her life. I thought for sure during her little talk through the forest where she's kind of smiling and stuff. I'm like, I thought for sure after what happened with Leone, I thought Kurome was gonna be in the forest and just like chop her in half or something crazy. And I feel like she might die because of all this stuff. Where it's like every time she talks, I'm like, I'm really worried about this character who's getting happier and happier. It makes me worried that she's just gonna get herself killed more than anyone else. Plus the fact that she doesn't have a combat-based Imperial arms, it worries me. Even if she could turn into something very powerful, like if she could turn into a cheetah or something and run off as fast as she wanted to, it still makes me worry a lot that it's just not going to be as easy for her to escape if she does kind of get herself cornered, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen. But loving the first part of this crazy action sequence. Then we got the scene of S death with the other two characters, and so she's they run into this giant gang and stuff, and it's like her, Seiryu, and the other guy, and I swear it sounded like she said the guy's name was just Run. So whatever his name is, the guy with the wings, they're gonna wipe out all these people except for a couple, and she's gonna get her information, and then I don't know if they're gonna be joining in the next episode. They probably won't because they were taking horses because obviously they don't have super speed and whatnot, so they won't just instantly be in the fight with the rest of Night Raid in the very next episode, but they might be in there 2 episodes from then, and we do see, I can't think of his name, but the wire guy, I swear I forget everyone's name in this show, he does have some traps set up, and he had like his wires to figure out that the battle was happening, so I guess he's like the first line of defense once, just in case Death figures things out and decides to join the rest of her team. That was the plan, is to have him there, and that way he can, either slow him down a tiny bit or, kind of warn the rest of the team or do both at the same time maybe. But I'm looking forward to this next episode for sure. We got to see some great action in this one. I'm really looking forward to the next one. We got basically, I don't know how well this applies, this reference, but we basically got Ashura's Wrath, which is a video game, and that was just super awesome. When the boss, I once again can't remember the guy's name, but when she told him to use his trump card and he changes into like that super cool mode, I was like, this is straight up Ashura's Wrath. I mean, he didn't have like 6 arms, but it was really cool. He had like the sphere on his back and stuff, and he has like the crazy, I think he called it like the 8-hand mirror, and then that just absorbs the whole thing and reflects it back. He has like the white hair and stuff, and basically like his clothes change and everything. And he's basically kind of like robot style, and that's why I say Ashura's Wrath. So if you haven't played that game, just Google the game, and you'll see exactly why I said that was straight up Ashura's Wrath, because that's what it was. Especially, there's a part, I can't remember where in the game, but there's a part where he even has the sphere on his back and everything. I think it's towards the end. And I'm like, man, that's like exactly like the game, which is just straight from Japanese legend in general. So it's not like it's taken from the game, because the game took it from actual legend. So it's more like the legend than the game, but I don't know the actual legend, to be totally honest, the title of it. But that was really cool. I was like, that looks super sweet. I love that design. Sucks we won't see it too often. Considering what this show is, I do feel like they might have it where the boss will end up killing herself, because she'll feel the need to sacrifice herself to save the rest of the team, and she'll do it for the third time, because I would assume that her going up against Esdeath would be the second time, depending on what else is happening with Kurome. If she doesn't end up getting killed off in this, through this fight, they definitely will need it, because she'll find a way to get either another danger beast, or she'll just kill a bunch of random people and just have like a buttload of people coming after them all at one time, and it'll just be an overwhelming number. It might not be power wise, but the number is just too much. It tires everyone out, or whatever. So that could be the case. The fact that it's Esdeath just not alone could be the case in general, considering how much everyone kind of freaks out about Esdeath. So who knows how it'll take place, but I certainly love this episode. I was really glad to see that technically the fight didn't end, by the end of this episode. So that actually has me very excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what in the world happened with that explosion. I couldn't believe it was like a straight up nuke. Like, it's a big deal when you see the little flash of light first, and then the explosion happens. That's never good. So that just wiped out like a giant portion of the land. But I'm still assuming Akame and Kurome are still totally fine somehow. I don't know how, but I'm sure they made it out of that. He may have even survived. I kind of want him to, because, and I mentioned this before, as soon as we found out, he had a wife and kid, I was like, oh, I don't want him to die now, because, he's actually, I mean, they're all kind of on the wrong side and they don't realize it. But for Wave and for that guy, it's just like, man, they're the only two I really care about. Everybody else, Kurome is just very bad. Seiryu is crazy bad. I don't know what the deal is with the wing guy. He's like a double agent. So I don't even know how bad he is, but everyone's just bad. And then it's like Wave on the wrong side, and then this guy, same thing, on the wrong side. And he used to actually be a bad person, so that's what makes it worse, because he felt like he was a horrible person in the past, but he feels like now he's correcting things, but he doesn't realize, what side he's on, because of how corrupt everything is and how they hide everything from the people within the kingdom or the capital. So I don't know. I hope he doesn't, but at the same time, it's like he's gonna try to kill them, and Wave's just all messed up, which I figured was gonna be the case. But I'm looking forward to it. I didn't expect that to happen. Didn't expect that to happen. Sorry about that. I thought I put it on mute already. But I certainly enjoyed this episode. It's definitely a great action one. Really no story, which it doesn't need to have any. I mean, there was the tiniest bit with Kurome and the first, like her first ever puppet, who apparently she knew since she was a little kid. And she seems fairly, I mean, everyone's pretty young in the show anyway. I mean, they even mention in the last episode that the boss is only in her mid-20s, so everyone is a typical kind of anime age, to be totally honest. Um, but Akame's sister, like Kurome, seems like she's a bit younger, so this guy is like probably late teens, early 20s as well. So it's kind of interesting to learn, just based on how long she's known him, how long she's also had this ability. Because she mentions, like, oh, he's been with me since the very beginning. And it kind of shows that she really has grown insanely powerful compared to. She had this one person who they knew, when they were younger for whatever reason. And then, it kind of builds in scale to this giant skeletal danger beast, which I still don't get how it was shooting lasers. That was another thing that kind of bothered me. Like, aside from the fact that it was a skeleton and everything else is human, when it first shot the laser, I was like, how does that work? Like, how, like, that, it didn't make any sense to me either. That was, like, the one other thing, unless that's how the danger beast looked, and it was meant to be a full skeleton. Which I don't think so, but I don't know. I guess so. I don't know. Maybe that was the point, and that was its form. It was actually like a skeletal thing. But I thought that was weird. So now that I'm thinking of that, maybe that was the reason, and it was never in a flesh form. It was always like the danger beast itself was basically just one giant skeleton. So if that is the reason, that kind of gives an answer as to why it looked that way and why it was still able to shoot just like a straight up laser beam, even though it had like no whatever internal organs to kind of power up, that laser. But great episode. Love the action. Love, the new modes for characters. Mine even had a cool moment when she like killed the frog or whatever. I wasn't even worried when she got eaten. I was like, she's not dead, and I wasn't even remotely worried. I was like, she's gonna get out of that. She had the best line in the episode though when she got out and she was like, I'm about ready to kill a bitch. That was hilarious to me. So I didn't expect that one, but it was definitely funny. But a great episode. Looking forward to the next action one and whatever happened with Akame and Leone. And I'm wondering if Leone will get her arm back, if she can do that using her powers, if she just like puts it on and it can just reattach maybe or something. I don't know. Maybe she just won't have two arms anymore and that's just a thing now. I don't know. But definitely want to know what you guys thought about this one. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I actually want to know what you guys think of the boss using, the trump card. Like I said, I can't remember the guy's name whatsoever at this point. But it was just super awesome. Like, it looked really cool. He was basically God status at that point. He was just like, oh, this crazy laser beam, which when they first did it, it was really funny because the boss was fighting the guy that she knew. And she, like, just kicked him, and the laser sets off, and it's just like, and then there's just a blood spurt because he flew right into the laser. I was like, oh, well, he's gone. They don't have to worry about him anymore. I thought that was a funny moment, too. Even though it wasn't meant to be, I didn't know that's what was happening. And then he just, like, flew into it and was just like, and just, like, a blood splatter came out. I was like, oh, okay, well, he's gone. But I want to know what you guys thought about that transformation, so please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.